Almost a third of this week's Parsha, Parshas Masei, is dedicated to enumerating the 42 stops that the Jews made in the desert on their way to the land of Israel. And the obvious question is, who cares? What happened, happened. The past is the past. Why is all this information relevant today? Before World War II, the famous and venerated Rabbi Chanan Wasserman of blessed memory once traveled to the United States to collect money to support his yeshiva in Baranovich, Poland. He was staying in Williamsburg in Brooklyn, and someone told him that a former student of his had become a famous and successful clothing manufacturer in Manhattan, but unfortunately, he never gave any charity. Rabbi Chanan took up the challenge of going to visit him. When he arrived at the workplace, he was given a cold reception. And when the boss finally welcomed him into his office, he started telling Rabbi Chanan that business wasn't doing that well and he can't give him anything much. Rabbi Chanan stopped him and said, "Wait a minute, I didn't come for money. So why are you here?" asked the puzzled Jew. Rabbi Chanan stood up and showed him a button on his long jacket that had come loose. "You deal in clothing, right? I need to fix this button here." The man looked at Rabbi Chanan strangely and said, "Rebbe, you've got to be kidding me, right? Are you telling me you came all the way from Poland just to sew a button?" Rabbi Chanan looked at the man in his eyes and said, "Aha, and are you telling me that your soul made the long journey through the many heavens all the way down to this world, a much longer distance, only to sew buttons and sleeves on coats?" These words penetrated the man's heart, and he sent Rabbi Chanan back with a handsome donation. Yes, the Torah could easily have skipped the recap and just gotten to the point, the entry into Israel. But when we remember the journey, when we remember how much went into making the trip, it inspires us to bring the real goal of the journey into action. Wishing you and yours a Shabbat Shalom u'Mevorach and Chazak Chazak v'Nischazek.